friends, thank you for tuning into my channel. I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial today on how to make these beautiful Irish crochet inspired motifs. We've got 3 different variations that I'm going to cover in my video today. You can make these flowers and different motifs and join them together and make a beautiful throw, cardigan, anything. So you can see through this piece here, this is an arm panel. I've got a cardigan in process. Please check out my videos because I will be publishing on that. I've got this piece, where is it? Down here. We've got this double 3D flower that's here. Then we've got this flower that's right there. Friends, we're going to aim for 5 petals on the flowers, and I'm not going to dictate how many chain spaces, etc. we need to work with, because it really depends on the yarn that you have, the size of the flower you're creating, and the hook that you're using. I'm using a 2.5mm and some quite thin yarn here. So what we're going to start off by doing is to make this crochet flower. We're going to take the yarn, 2 fingers, and we're going to wrap the yarn around about 7 times. Done. Take a crochet hook and just remove the circle that you've made and bring it to the center. Take your crochet hook, put it through the circle, and take some yarn from the back, slip stitch. And we've slip stitched. What we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and slip stitch around the threads of yarn until we reach the end. So can you see how that's coming along? Just go ahead and carry on slip stitching around it. Okay friends, we've arrived at the end of our single stitching, and we're going to go ahead and just slip stitch into the first chain there. There we go, we've got our center. Now chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would always recommend chaining 5 plus if you're making a center like this, because of the size of this. If you make smaller chains, your flower's going to almost look like this with its petals. And guys, I'd like for you to get creative here. Like, look at this center. We need to make 5 petals on here, so I'm probably going to go and put a slip stitch in here, in this space here. There we go. That is the first space for the petal there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 5 again. I'm going to go ahead and pop one in there. 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you can see, I'm literally just gauging where I want to place the petals, and this is completely up to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we'll pop one in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if your spaces here are not completely even, that's not a problem. We can improvise. I'm going to go ahead and maybe pop one in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is my first petal, so looking at that space, this is going to be a bit wider, but I'm going to carry on and I want to show you how this turns out. Slip stitch. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces there. We're going to petal spaces there. I'm going to slip stitch into the first space, and we're going to do a half double crochet to start with. I'm going to go ahead and put in about 7 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Lovely. You can do more or less if you're going for more of a fuller petal, but I'm going to stick with 7. Double half crochet and just go ahead and slip stitch. We're going to do that in all 4 remaining petals, and I'm going to meet you back here. Okay friends, we're here and we're approaching the last petal, and I'm just going to repeat again how to do a petal because I know I've done that quite quickly. So I've slip stitched, double half crochet, and then double crochet times 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, double half crochet, and then slip stitch. And then slip stitch always into that first petal that we started there. And we're just going to cut the yarn and thread the yarn in. The reason why we slip stitch and then double half crochet and then double crochet however many you prefer is because we end up getting this really defined petal, which is really beautiful. I hope you like this spacey flower. If you'd like to learn about more variations, carry on watching. Okay friends, we're going to move on to flower number 2, and this flower doesn't have much space as opposed to the first one that we've demoed. So what we're going to go ahead and do is grab our crochet hook, grab our yarn, and we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, slip stitch into the first space there, chain 3, and we're going to double crochet in the center literally until we reach the end. Okay friends, we've reached all the way to the end. We're going to slip stitch just there, and now we're going to go ahead and do exactly what we've done when we were making the first flower, which is chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think this is a bit bigger, so we're going to need more chains. Let's do 7 this time and see how it turns out. So I'm going to stop the first petal about there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to put the second one about there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'm going to put the third one about there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now I've got 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put the fourth one about there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the last one I'm going to put about there, so it meets the first petal. As you can see, these are not even, but we're not going to be able to tell. When the flower is full, you really can't tell. We're going to do exactly the same thing as the first video. So we're going to slip stitch, double half crochet, and I think we're going to need to double crochet probably about 9 because these spaces are bigger. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Always at the start of the petal, at the end of the petal, double half crochet, slip stitch, because it really helps define the petal. We're going to do the same thing in the second petal, third petal, fourth and the fifth petal. Okay friends, we're back. I'm just finishing off my last petal, and I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into the first petal, cut that string of yarn and weave it in, and that's what our second flower's looking like. Really pretty. This is the one I was comparing it to, so it looks quite similar, although this one might be a little bit smaller than this one. On to the third one. This is the third one we're going to be making, And the center of this is a little bit different to the two that we've covered so far. So we're going to go ahead and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch. And then we've got a center here. Now what we're going to do is chain 1. And we are going to literally slip stitch. Sorry, I'm not slip stitching. I don't know what this is called, friends. If you know, let me know. We're going to do that all the way around. So all I'm doing is I am going through the center, picking up some yarn from the back, pulling it through and slip stitching that. And we're going to do that until we reach the end, which I am nearly there. Right, we reached the end. We're going to go ahead and slip stitch into the first chain space. That's what we're working with. We need to get 5 petals on the center. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 4. I'm going to put the first one about there. Chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the second one about there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put the third one about there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I need 2 more to go to make 5. So I'm going to put 1 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put the last one in there. Right. Slip stitch into the first petal. And double half crochet. Let's do 4 double crochets this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Double half crochet as always. Slip stitch. Do that around the remaining 4 and I'll meet you back here. Okay, we're reaching the end. We're going to slip stitch into that first petal there. Now, to make the double-sided 3D flower, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 3. Now we're going to flip the work around. And guys, can you see that bar underneath there? We're going to go ahead and slip stitch after the 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could do 4 chains or 5 chains depending on the size of your flower, and you can improvise here. We're going to slip stitch into the next bar there. Same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's slip stitch into the next bar there. And we're going to end up doing this 5 times. 1, 2, whoop, going too quick there. 2, 3, 4, 5. The next bar is right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the last one. There we go. Now, friends, your work should be looking like this. So you should now have 5 spaces behind this original flower that we made. Now, turn your work back around and you're going to be right back here behind the original flower I made. Slip stitch. And we're going to repeat exactly the same process as we've done here, but into the back bits here 5 times because we've got 5 petals. So I'm going to go ahead and double crochet. I'm going to do, I think, about 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Double half crochet, slip stitch. Now Just fold your work back and find the next space. Slip stitch, half double crochet, and repeat what we've done in this petal all the way around. Okay friends, I'm approaching the last petal here. So double crochet at your chosen number. I'm gonna go for about 7 because that's what I've used for the back petals. The back petals need to be bigger than the front, so always add a couple more double crochets on when you're doing the back. Slip stitch, and now we're going to slip stitch into this first post space here. Okay, and that's it. Beautiful. It's so pretty, so pretty, so pretty. Friends, I hope my video was helpful. I will be posting more motifs, but more importantly, please follow me to see what this final piece turns out to be. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, but it means the world to me. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.